Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the master teachers we've invited to our Brave Healer Writers Retreat coming up in May, you guys. Bradford Tilden is a master sound healer. Welcome, Bradford.
Hello, Laura. Thank you so much for having me on.
I can't wait to talk to you about this topic. It's one of my favorite. But let me tell you guys about Bradford. He is a best-selling author, composer, sound healer, and leading universal white time gemstone healing teacher and practitioner. All right, I got it right? He enjoys planting seeds and making ripples in the higher consciousness fields through performative inspiration, education, and activation of human potential. Oh my goodness. Let's go on this topic. Give me the why behind sound healing for you.
So it's in my DNA. I was born with it. I've never known and I've never known a reality that doesn't have sound and music in it. I integrate sound. I like have a soundtrack in my head, and I'm always humming. I'm always making sounds. I'm always making new sounds that I hear with my voice, and obviously creating sound experiences for people and for myself. Sound is the central self care modality that I employ on myself on a daily basis, and it just keeps my field clear, my nervous system in a healthy state, and it just keeps me focused and grounded in my body. And there's nothing is quite as effective as sound to process emotional energy in a healthy way so that you're not packing it in your body, your tissues, and creating inflammation and worse situations like cancer and all that sort of disease. So yes, sound is fundamental to existence, and it's that's really why I have no choice but to embrace it. So
Okay, let's listen. I got to rewind you for a minute
sorry, yeah.
because you said something really important that I want to stay on for a second. You know, I really think the most important thing that you mentioned about this journey, and we can use a lot of different healing modalities, right? But you were talking about processing emotions and kind of cleaning that up, clearing that out. Can you go there for another minute?
Oh, absolutely. We in this society don't have the opportunity to emote completely, or many of us emote at all. There are countless moments in a day when someone can get triggered and anger flares up. I'm not even going to talk about unhealthy relationships with bosses, right? Or coworkers. You can't scream at people in the office or in the grocery store or in the post office, but people get triggered and that anger flares up. Anger is a natural emotion that ought to be honored, but honored responsibly. And I'm just using anger as an example because that's one that's very, very common. I'm not even going so and when you can people swallow it, they hold it in, and that energy that's generated has to go somewhere, right? There's the equal, there's the Newton's laws and everything, right? There's this energy that needs to be dealt with or transmuted is the catchphrase. But in the meantime, people just pack it in their body, in their shoulders, in their muscles, and somatic therapists see this all the time. People complain of someone being a pain in the ass, or excuse me, or a pain in the neck, and that person's coming in with neck pain because all of that anger is right here in the physical tissue and in the auric energetic matrix. And so when you use your voice specifically, but you can also go to sound healings and sound baths and let the energy process out that way. But I'm much more into wanting to do things when I want to do them. And I spend a lot of time in my car, and that's a very safe space to make sound. And so I make sound. And when I make the sound, the energy of these emotions gets drawn up and out and transmuted. So I'm literally clearing, and I'm screaming. Sometimes I scream and I get it out, or I just make general sounds that allow, they carry, they're like a carrier of all these emotions that I haven't fully processed yet. And they just leave my body and leave my field and make me pure. And I encourage vocal sound healing because we all have a voice. It's always with us and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. Once you know how to do it and really work with your own voice therapeutically, it's life-changing. It's such an empowerment tool. It's such a resource. And one of the metaphors that I use is that there's basically two ways you can process anger. One is the one I don't encourage, which a lot of people do, is the fire hose, right? Fire hose being sprayed at someone is very violent. Yet that's the anger that you put, or you transfer onto someone. The other option is the geyser. Geysers erupt when there's a lot of pressure that's built, but all of that water just shoots straight up into the air and plops down around it harmlessly. Yet the pressure is released. And that can be said for any emotion. Any emotion that's blocked needs to come out. Otherwise, it's going to cause health problems down the road through accumulation.
I love the geyser visual and feel. I hadn't heard that one before, but that is brilliant and beautiful. Sound healing, you guys, in my own life has been profound, a profound modality. I've dabbled in pretty much all healing modalities that you could think of, which is part of the fun of the journey for me. But sound healing has been one of those ones. And I'm so with you in the car, right? That's such a great, safe place to
Mhm.
sing, shout, scream, all the things. And you mentioned a few different ways that sound healing can happen with ourselves for free in the car, all the way to going to a sound bath. So, at the retreat, you guys, we're going to have experiences for our author entrepreneurs who are coming in to do this writing retreat with us. But it was really important for me to have my healer friends presenting experiences like Bradford's with sound healing so that we can be doing this work together and really honing in the energy and intention with which we will go out in the world and create these beautiful books. Can you give us a little bit about what we can expect in terms of this experience you're going to be sharing at the retreat?
Sure. I am going to facilitate a full-on sound healing meditation, which for my experience, it does feature my voice as the primary instrument, and instruments such as crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, and a nice big juicy Tibetan gong are going to be my support instruments through this. And I oftentimes I call my sound healing sonic alchemy. The way that I use my voice to interact with the frequencies generated by the crystal bowls, for example, I intentionally manipulate this actual sound waves that the people are experiencing and receiving to do very specific therapeutic things to really massage out any tension, stress, or blockages from their bodies and their fields as sound. It immediately affects the molecular structure of matter, which is a science that we don't need to go into today. And it resets all of the systems and the processes of the body, really activates the parasympathetic nervous system. And it just really quiets and clears the mind so that people can go into deeper states of meditation much quicker than if they're sitting in lotus position with their eyes closed in a mudra, because the mind has chatter, but when sound and music is around, the mind drifts to that and gets carried away into the experience. So I intend to create a coherent resonant field amongst all the participants. And because I am also work with crystals and gemstones, I haven't decided what yet, but I'm going to include either a stone or a special combination of stones that everyone will hold, that they will receive the energy, the vibrations, the frequencies of the stones as well. Probably, as I'm thinking about it, something that will stimulate creativity, because we're doing a creative collaboration. And the sound and the crystals together is like it's really beautiful and intense, because they both feed off of each other in being able to be really optimized in the person's body and field, and in the absorption of the frequencies. So I don't know if that's too abstract, but that's really what
That's
I like
It,
to do.
it's awesome. And you're getting me all excited about this. I can't wait. I can't wait to be with you all at the retreat and also just experiencing, just to experience these things together. You said it's beautiful and intense. It's both amazing things. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're going to have so much fun.
Mhm.
Earlier before we got on the interview, we were actually talking about the use of sound healing for business building, and all of my author healers are business owners. They're taking responsibility for their own self-care. Tell me how you're using sound healing in terms of that creativity and or all the things that we want to create for the business.
Again, going back to being in the car, I find that as an empath, especially, I just incidentally absorb energies from around me, and like a sponge, you got to squeeze it out to make the, get to as you're, to clean it, to make sure all the soap's out of it, right? Weird metaphor, but got to squeeze yourself out. So I'm very, very scattered, and my productivity is very low, and it's very hard for me to focus and get tasks done if I'm scattered and being drawn into all these directions of all these energies that have inadvertently been absorbed in my field. So what do? Right, I have to purify and clear so that I'm a clear channel. Clear channel leads to clear communication, more productivity, more tasks done, managing more, being able to accomplish more, which all automatically results in better business growth and better business management for the self. So self-care is very, very important. Physically, I also get massages because that physical stress, but the sound does to some extent get rid of stress in the shoulders, but it certainly helps clear the field so that you can get more clarity on your purpose and your business purpose. So I definitely recommend resetting your energy and aligning your energy with sound.
I love the sponge too. Okay, I'm taking the geyser and the sponge ideas today. I love it. That full wet sponge can't do anything. Like we've got to wring it out and get it
Mhm.
ready, right? So I love that so much. I love the feel stuff. Um, so um I think we're going to make some sounds for us today.
Sure. So quite simply, um, this is a quartz crystal bowl, and there are theories that the pitches correspond to certain chakras, and I would say yes and no, but we're not here to have a sound healing lesson today. So immediately the sound of the crystal bowl draws us in because there's a dominant drone pitch. So I'm just going to play this for a few moments, and for us watchers and listeners out there, just take a few deep breaths and travel into the sound.
I was hearing it at first, Bradford, but I can't quite hear it anymore. Not sure if it's the speaker.
Uh, let's try now.
All right.
That's the challenge with crystal bowl healing over Zoom.
Over
It's a
Zoom, I know.
universal challenge. Can you hear this better?
Yes, definitely.
So let's allow the listeners to breathe and journey into the sound.
I always feel like the sound washes me from the inside out.
My experience is that it consolidates me, that all of my different energies and that are floating everywhere and doing different things, they're all like, oh, we're sound in the body, so it's all coming in. And what I love is that everyone has a different experience. So this is just the powerful effect of a single bowl playing a single tone. And I'm just going to do a couple vocal toning things over it for a little bit of a deeper and more stimulating experience. Little smidge, a little sample.
I like the smidgen sample, and it is hard over Zoom, and that was beautiful. You have a beautiful voice. And with the
Yeah.
bowls, I don't know if you guys, if you're listening on Zoom, if you're allowing yourself to feel, you will feel it in your body. And sometimes the sound vibration will move up against places in your body that have a restriction or a block, a myofascial restriction, speaking from my anatomy background, and it'll move up against a place that needs it, and it'll bump up against it, and you may feel that actually. So instead of constricting, uh, unclench,
Mm.
release the bracing that might be causing, and kind of open yourself up to the experience. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun at the retreat with you, with this,
Hmm.
you guys. And it's really to inspire the writing, to really give our authors some experience in these beautiful, beautiful healing modalities. Bradford, tell us what you have going on in the world and what you offer, like beyond the retreat. What's up in your world?
Oh, quite a bit. I am I just completed teaching the level 4 Universal White Time Gemstone Healing certification course to 4 qualified practitioners. And that is the first time anyone has received that training on the East Coast of the United States.
Wow.
I'm the third person to be approved and initiated and certified to teach that level of gemstone healing, which is absolutely life changing. So I'm celebrating that right now. And one of those level 4 practitioners, she and I teamed up to offer a level 1 gemstone healing retreat at a beautiful retreat center close to Nashville in Clarksville, Tennessee. That's mid-February. And I'm also traveling to Ohio to teach the level 1 energy healing training, and then going back to British Columbia. Now, I'm in British Columbia because of a networking opportunity with one of the co-authors of the book, The Energy Medicine Solutions, Sandra Lee, the amazing biofield
Hey,
tuning, and
Sandra.
she's such an amazing woman. So she got totally hooked with the gemstone healing, and I'm actually going to teach her and one other person the level 3 gemstone healing class while I teach both the level 1 gemstone and energy healing courses to new people out in British Columbia. So I'm really, this year is really, I'm poised for more expansion, and again going back to creating those ripples, teaching this stuff, and giving people this knowledge and these frequencies. It just, them walking the planet is vibrating higher frequencies, that just like the empaths pick up poopy energy, people pick up positive energy, and oh, it's uplifting. And so I'm really just carrying out the work. You know, the sound is my personal joy, and the music is my personal gift. But really, the white time education, it's life changing, and it's so important now because it gives people so many tools to respond to all of the challenges and everything that's happening individually and collectively on the planet. So that's really what's going on. I'm just doing a lot of travel and a lot of teaching, which I absolutely love.
That's
So,
amazing and awesome. And you guys, we got you hooked up. Crystalmusichealing.com. It's down below in the show notes. You can find out about all of these things and all the places that Bradford's going to be. Super, super awesome. Y'all are up to such amazing things in the world. And a huge shout out to Sandra Lee. Sandra, thanks also for
mhm.
being in my world. You're an amazing human being. Bradford, thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thanks for being here today to share it with everyone.
Thank you, Laura. I have to say thank you. You have such a beautiful vision, and you are reaching and touching so many people and changing so many lives on all levels, from the reader to the contributor to the business growth. It's amazing, this Brave Healers Productions, how it's the unique ways that it is bettering the world. It's awe-inspiring and very humbling to be part of it. And I'm so thank you so very much for these opportunities that just keep coming. You're an amazing person, and it's just, I'm so touched to know you. So thank you so much for inviting me here today.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome, Bradford. Thank you for those beautiful, kind words. All right, you guys, Bradford's going to be at the Brave Healer Writers Retreat. We can't wait to see him and many of our other presenters there. It's going to be a magical author's journey, you guys. Whether it's time to generously take care of yourself so that you can serve the world, or you're ready to share brave words about who you are and what you do, we're excited to invite you to the Brave Healer Writers Retreat. It's going to be in the gorgeous mountains of upstate New York. Ellensville, New York. The Honors Haven Retreat and Conference Center is nestled up in there. We're going to gather there. And the master healers and presenters like Bradford will be helping me curate an experience that raises your vibe, helps you rejuvenate and re energize, and helps you write and publish your amazing brave words. So you can find all of that information down below, of course, right? Remember, you guys, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. We hope to see you at the retreat, everyone. See you next time.